It was when I was studying in the US. I was in college. It was just a normal day, except for the fact that tomorrow is my graduation.
We were fighting about not being able to meet up or something. To give a little background to the story, we had broken up before and got back together. Never recommend that, but we did. And so we'd been dating again for a couple of months, and we just started getting on each other's nerves again.
We met in Japan at an exchange program, and we became good friends. And then we ended up dating. It was around the time where I graduated. We split. We felt that we broke up just because being apart from each other just drew us apart.
So I remember that this was a Sunday, and I remember she came to the apartment. At this point, I had already knew that our relationship was probably heading towards a very big end.
She broke up with me the first time, but this time I was kind of getting frustrated, like there was nothing I could do to make it better, and that was frustrating for me. And so we had a phone call that night. It was a frustrating conversation because there was no way of really connecting with each other anymore. Eventually, I just couldn't take it, and I kind of got to the point where I was like, I have to end this. I can't do this anymore. I don't know if it was rash or premature, but it was not a happy time, and I felt horrible.
This is gonna be our last time hanging out like this. I'm physically getting away from this school, and you have a couple more years to study. And there's nothing we can do about that. It was just so unrealistic because we are here, and then the time is just going. It's getting late. I don't know what to do. I just wanted to stop the time.
I remember the conversation was a combination of talking and crying and me being really angry. I knew that you had been seeing this other guy, even after catching some messages and even seeing some pictures that just confirmed my suspicion. And I remember telling her, I'm willing to work it out.
I thought it was okay. I was cool until maybe about a year-ish later. A friend of ours from England came. We decided to all just hang out again at my apartment. And as we were hanging out, I started to get these feelings, kind of realizing how much I might have missed her. All of that just kind of just hit me like just a bag of bricks. And I don't know if I was getting like sad or emotional or whatever, but I couldn't stop looking at her.
It was weird because we knew like when that phone call ended, that was it, that was the end. And it's weird knowing that you're not gonna have any contact with someone that you cared about for a couple of years. We dated for a couple of years, and there would have no, I don't know when the next contact was gonna be. Because I was at that time finally standing up for myself, like I'm not gonna message in the next week or month, but whenever I'm ready, I'll tell you. It was dark, it was night, I was walking through the back alleys of my neighborhood. I definitely remember where I was even standing. I don't remember where it is, I just remember like the scene when I hung up the phone.
I wanted to ask her basically, can we try it again? Before I could even do that, and I know she saw it coming, she basically got in her car and drove away. And I knew her well enough to know that she avoided the situation. I didn't really know what to do at that moment. I was kind of dumbfounded.
And I just remember being so mad in that moment because I was so hurt. I felt like she just gave up. I just left her there. I went out of the apartment. I remember I had a water bottle with me. Well, it's probably like one of the most emotional states I've ever been in. So I'm walking down the street, and I just remember being so angry. I just threw the water bottle down on the street. Yeah, I just remember walking back to the apartment, and she was still there on the couch. And I think at that moment, we just knew that we're done. Yeah, I cried a lot. I cried a lot. For me, it was, I loved you with everything that I had. And you were my everything. Those tears were sad tears, disappointed tears, and also angry tears because of how things ended up.
I don't know who started it, but we started to cry. It was, in a way, kind of funny because we would both cry and then we would stop crying and talk, laugh, and then we would start crying again. I met him on the very first week of my school days. And then, yeah, that was the last day that I will be in Pennsylvania. So the person you spent the most time together.
Yeah, I definitely cried because even though it was the right move, it was kind of a bit, yeah.
It was tough. It was tough. Rebounding from that took a while. Took a long time. I don't know, the thing about rejection is it really makes you ask the questions, what's wrong with me?
And I remember our shirts getting wet because of our tears. I never saw a man cry that much, even to this day. And I don't know what kind of person that makes me for saying that, but seeing him crying that much meant a lot to me. I kind of liked that. I know it sounds weird, but it just showed how much he cared as well, because he doesn't do that normally. It felt special.
Because you care about that person still. Like, it doesn't matter if someone wrongs you, which is how I felt during the breakup, probably. We all had those feelings, but I could also hear it in her voice, too. Like, there was a sadness, knowing it was the end. Not saying she was sad, like, maybe she also thought it was the right thing to do, but you also don't want someone you care about to be crying. Goodbyes for people you care about are tough, even when it's over.
And then the next day, my family is there. And then, of course, it's my graduation. He shows up with this big smile on his face, and he looks so happy. No sign of tears at all. If there weren't yesterday, no one could have believed that we had that miserable day yesterday. And I am so thankful that the last time that I saw him was him being happy for me, him smiling for me. Yeah, that really became the last time I ever saw him. I don't think I ever will, and I'm so happy that it ended that way. It wasn't a sad goodbye.
If I had to choose, I think it's probably better to do the dumping. And the reason is, it always hurts when someone breaks up with you and you're not in a position where you saw it coming, or you're not in a position where you even thought that was a possibility.
If I could choose, I'd always choose to be that person who's getting dumped. It hurts more.
I honestly felt that it was just better doing the dumping, because at least with doing the dumping, you not just prepare your heart, but I mean, just being honest, you're not going to be as heartbroken. I mean, you might be hurt because you had to do the deed, but for the person who got hit with it, I mean, it can completely blindside them. They don't see it coming, and then when it hits, it hurts a lot.
Just the thought hurts me more. Giving that words to the person that I cared the most at certain point.
While it's painful, really painful in the beginning for the person who's breaking up with someone, I think it just lasts longer if you've been broken up with. Sometimes it's a blind side, you get hit from the side, you don't even see it coming. and they spend the most time asking questions like why, what could we have done better, did I make a mistake? You ask those questions longer.
Hey man, no, this is.
Yes. I know you have a kid now, and I know where you live, and I can come find you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't want to know what they're up to, but I don't want them to be mad at me for saying that.
From the bottom of my heart, I would tell her that I forgive you. I 100% forgive you, even though it wasn't an ideal situation to be in.
I hope you're happy. And I hope you live happy life. I'm not gonna be in it, obviously, and I'm so okay with that.
I want that person to be happy, and I want them to be living well, and I want you to be, if I'm speaking to her, I'd say, I want you to be living the best life you can. And I'm completely, it's been years, and I'm completely okay with everything that happened. It's what should have happened. It was best for both of us.
I know that you're married and you have a kid. I'm glad that you get the happy ending, because you deserve the happy ending.
I really hope that you're doing well.
I just want her to be happy. And I want us to live happy lives separately. It's for the best, and I think what happened was for the best.
Of course, sometimes there were times that I thought of the question, what if? But then it's okay because I'm just really grateful if you think about it. The space is, this is so nerdy, but the space is so freaking big and the time is infinite. But we shared the time together. We were at the same place. Think about the odds. We had that.
In my heart right now, I can truly say that I want you to have a really good life. I want you to be happy, and then whatever you decide to do, go for it. Just know that I'm okay, and I hope for the best for you.
I have no regret. So I guess what I wanted to say is just, yep, I hope you are happy, be happy, have a happy life, get a hot wife, have beautiful children, and I'll do the same. Peace.
Now I realize that things happened the way they happened because they were supposed to happen. And it made me who I am now. And I'm really happy with who I am now. And although I'm not a perfect man now, I'm not perfect, but I'm okay with that. And I know that my happy ending is just beginning. And I'm glad you found yours, but now I'm going to get mine. And I know it's going to end just the way it's supposed to.